What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, this is something that's been in the, sphere of the Transformers community for quite a few weeks now, debating back and forth, everyone online on TFW, Instagram, you name the social media app, the people are talking about it. Leader class G1 Soundwave here in Legacy United. Is he worth the asking price of $54.99, $55? I've seen Prime vs. Prime post about it, him voicing his opinion on it, how he doesn't think it's worth the price. I've seen other people online talking about it, and I don't know, it's weird. Leader class has been in a bit of a weird state, to say the least, the past 5 years since Siege first launched in January of 2019. Over 5 years ago now, which is pretty crazy, going on 6 years now. Man, time flies. But ever since then, Leader class has been in this awkward state, it feels like. Every year, every release, it's like, okay, we make them another inch or two shorter than the previous years during Titans Return, Combiner Wars, T30, whatever line you want to name beforehand, and we make them more intricate Voyagers with extra accessories as opposed to big leaders. Okay, I guess you could justify it with the extra engineering, the extra articulation and details, whatever other examples you want to throw out there for each release that you feel is worth the asking price. And I don't know, I just feel like some of these fall flat, and it just feels like another cash grab or something just to fill the leader class slot, something cheap that they really don't have to pour a lot of engineering and time into. I mean, once in a while you'll get a big leader class like the SS-86 Dinobots, ROTF Fallen, Kingdom Beast Wars Megatron, stuff like that every once in a while, every few waves. But then everything else is, Siege, Shockwave, Blitzwing, Sandstorm, all these more intricate Voyager class figures put in the leader class price point, over $20 more than what you would be paying if they were a Voyager release. Now granted, those figures are probably better off being leader classes, just judging by how Voyagers are handled sometimes. Now yes, Voyagers are pretty fantastic in their own right most of the time, but then you get a figure like Cybertron Legacy Vector Prime where it's like, okay, maybe this guy should have been a leader class. But, I feel like since core class is ending, they needed a way to shoehorn in re-releases of harder-to-find cassettes that have been released over the past few years, like Rumble and Ravage. I'm pretty sure those two are kind of hard to get now. They go for like 30, 40, 50 bucks online now, I think. And of course, a lot of people have been asking for Buzzsaw, so that gives people a bit more of an incentive to buy this leader class multi-pack, because it has a cassette that Hasbro hasn't made in almost a decade now. I think the last time they released a Buzzsaw was around 2016, 2017 during Titans Return, when they dropped an actual leader class scale Soundwave, if you want to go by the old days of leader class. And I don't know, it's very hard to say. You could go back and forth, point out all these different examples of why they made this Soundwave a leader class, but at the end of the day, it's a Voyager class figure. It's a re-release of the Earthrise, that was pretty hard to find when it first came out, and still is till this day. Almost a 4-year-old figure that was a Walmart exclusive, a remold, a much-needed retool of a fan-favorite G1 character. It's to be expected that it was going to be super hard to find, so it was also to be expected that Hasbro would re-release it in some form or fashion at some point, and we're finally getting this at almost 60 bucks. I could see why people have a problem with it when you look at it through that perspective of how many people have really been wanting this G1 Soundwave figure so bad for literal years now, and you finally get the re-release, but it's of a leader class with a bunch of cassettes that you either don't care about, don't need, or you really want Buzzsaw and you already have Soundwave, so you have to spend 55 bucks to just get Buzzsaw, and then you have to spend time wasting your time trying to sell off Soundwave, Ravage, and Rumble which, you know, shouldn't really be too hard of a sell. I mean, there's probably going to be a ton of people out there just looking for Soundwave, just looking for Rumble or Ravage, but more specifically, definitely Soundwave probably. So that shouldn't be too hard, but still, it's like, if you just want Buzzsaw or Soundwave, it's a bit more work than what you really want to put into, especially since you already spent almost $60 on a bunch of pressed plastic that really isn't going to change your life. But when you just think about everything in your head with this release and the facts about it, what you think about it, it's weird, you know? I don't know. But in my opinion, I think it's worth it to the individual. I'm not going to sit here and say whether or not I think it's worth it or not. Honestly, okay, I'll say this. I think it's worth it in the premise that, okay, you get 3 cassettes, you get 1 brand new cassette that has been released in almost a decade. You get 2 cassettes that are starting to get a little hard to find now on the aftermarket. And of course, you get the Soundwave release that is super hard to find in the past 4 years on the aftermarket. So if you look at it like that, yes, it is worth it to just buy it all at once here. The 4 figures for only $55. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's worth it in that sense, but I could see where people are coming from, especially when you're more old school and you're looking at leader class figures like Revenge of the Fallen Optimus, Animated Ultra Magnus, all those old school leader class figures from 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's looking pretty crazy now when you compare it to a leader class like this release. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I just figured I'd talk about this for a little bit, give you guys my thoughts and different examples on why Hasbro released this and why people actually want to buy it and think it's worth it and why people don't think it's worth it. You know, just show the multiple different sides of this release and the varying opinions on this Soundwave leader class figure here. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what y'all think about this leader class Soundwave figure. Do you think it is worth the $55 asking price, or do you not? All my social medias are linked down below. My email is also linked down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to subscribe to my new Patreon link down below. It's got tons of exclusive content that you won't see here on YouTube or anywhere else, such as exclusive stop motions, Transformers photography. You guys get 1 week access before everybody else here on YouTube to my stop motion films, Discord access, exclusive music and music snippets from my stop motion films, behind the scenes of projects I'm working on, such as dioramas, videos, photography, and stop motions. So if you guys want to help support me and help support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!